So I'm gonna tell you this little white lie that I used to tell people at the bar, because they don't want to hear it coming from your sciencey brain. They want to hear that you learned this from your little grandma. So I would tell people this. I used to work at this restaurant and we had some like habanero sauce, and after people would suffer through the habanero salsa,
yeah, of course,
and they're like and turning red and sweating profusely and using all the bar napkins and drinking all the water uselessly, I'm like, hey man, do you want to know this little trick that I learned from my grandma, from my little Mexican grandma, on how to take away the heat after you eat some spicy food? And they're like, yeah, what was it?
Yeah,
I'm like,
what'd she tell you?
Carry a little chocolate in your purse.
What?
Carry a little bit of chocolate.
That's the last thing I thought you were gonna say.
So here's the science, okay? You know now, spice is a bitter flavor.
Yeah.
And salt acts as a bitter suppressant. What else helps with bitter flavors? Fat. Milk works because of the fat,
like the lactose in it.
binding.
Yeah,
So the fat binds to help remove the spice and the heat. And sugar is the opposite of bitter. So sugar and sweet flavors can help counteract bitters. And because chocolate itself is a bitter, but it is, as far as the intensity of bitterness, the intensity of spicy bitterness is here, intensity of chocolate bitterness, it's not going to be that high. Because we're not going to completely counteract, we're basically redirecting the bitter, kind of like off-roading it, like, hey, take this detour. Take this other bitter detour that's not as bitter. Bitter is there, but sweet is there to help you out, salt is there to help suppress it, and fat is there to help absorb some of it. But if I told people I figured that out in my brain, because I was like, oh, how do I counteract heat and intense bitter with something that contains fat, sugar, and salt that's palatable? That's how I figured that out in my brain, and I wanted to test my theory. So I experimented and it worked. And when I told people about it, they were a little hesitant, but when I told them my grandma told me, they were like, well, grandma's always right. So I told a little white lie just to help them out.
I gotta try that.